Okay, we're ready to go now here at 118 pounds for Oklahoma. It will be Tony Bellai, 6-5 on the season, a senior from Schenectady, New York, and his opponent for Lehigh University with a record of 5-7 this season, a sophomore from Fullerton, California, Ed Regan. Oklahoma with a record of 4-1 this season, lost to Arizona State in the opener, won 4 in a row. Lehigh is even at 1-1. And now the voice of Lehigh wrestling for 19 consecutive seasons, Larry Sheridan. Larry?
Okay, Bellai 6-5 out of kind of a snowbell area up in Schenectady. Not too far from here, wrestling a guy from California representing Lehigh, Ed Regan. Oklahoma Sooners back here for, I believe, the 7th contest between Oklahoma and Lehigh. I think Lehigh trails Oklahoma's leads in the series 6-1.
Stay in.
One victory coming for Lehigh, I believe, in 1963, about the time Caruso was here. There's the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, Stan Abel, in his 15th season. Bellai was a junior college national champion for 2 consecutive years when he was at SUNY A&T in Delhi. SUNY being University of New York's part of the system of the University of New York.
2 minutes and 11 seconds, first period. Thad Turner and the coaching staff, Tom Hutchison, in the middle of the group. 2:08 to go in the first period, no score.
Bellai working off a single. Regan goes around the back, but they cross the line. They're out of bounds.
As we mentioned earlier, Lehigh without the services of 2 of their regular starters. Solomon Fleckman at 158, not seeing action this evening. And John Epperly will be out for approximately 2 to 3 more weeks, perhaps longer, with his ankle injury.
Move in.
Said earlier, Shell, Lehigh starts a grueling schedule beginning tonight and then going off to Iowa, Iowa State, coming back here to wrestle Wisconsin. And everybody says, well, what's Wisconsin got? Well, Wisconsin beat Iowa State. I don't have to say any more than that. On the other hand, Oklahoma starts. They wrestle here and then immediately leave, take on number 3 ranked Penn State. So they start. January is the season
Stay in the center,
to prove how the teams will do, and I think February proves how the wrestlers will do.
No score. Bellai of Oklahoma, B-E-L-L-A-I, the spelling of his name, and Ed Regan is a sophomore. Bellai is a senior.
Bellai won the state championship when he was at New York at Mount Pleasant High School in Schenectady.
Bellai is the only legitimate Eastern wrestler on this Oklahoma team. All the Oklahoma wrestlers are from either Oklahoma, Texas, or Oregon in the starting lineup, with the exception of Tony Bellai from Schenectady.
Kind of a quiet first period in a quiet crowd. Maybe 2,000. Of course, the student body doesn't return to Lehigh till mid-January, so you're not going to have the students here. So what you're having is the avid Lehigh fans, wrestling fans from everywhere that like to see good wrestling teams, Oklahoma among them. An attempt by Regan misses him.
Warning.
Stalling warning on the Oklahoma wrestler, Tony Bellai. Mark Pivot indicating trying to escape off the mat during the pursuit.
19 seconds left in the first period. First period being 3 minutes in length. There's the time counting down. Oklahoma wrestler in, picks up a single and converts, gets the takedown. Leads by 2. You see the time coming up. Trying to get a tilt, but Regan is
Take a look,
trailing by
Larry,
2.
at this takedown with about 10 seconds to go in the period.
He's working, takes a short arm drag, what you call the inside arm drag, misses the outside, but notice the other leg was sitting there, and he says, I'll take that one. So it all started with an inside arm drag.
Oklahoma deferred, Lehigh chose down. Just bit his lip or something.
Yeah, he did.
Too tough on him. Right?
There's quite a gang of wrestling fans there waving to us. Of course, the gentleman down in the bottom left is the godfather to all those. That's St. Benedict's team, St. Benedict's Prep out of Newark, New Jersey, led by that guy in the purple or whatever color that sweater is, Mike Caruso. So he had a gang in here. Mike went to St. Benedict's, was a prep school champion there, and of course, as we all know, went on to win 3 national titles for Lehigh, and Mike is very respectful from where he came out of St. Benny's and stays with Father Ed and the troops. And Lehigh wrestler gains an escape, makes it 2-1, but I just don't want to overemphasize how Mike really does work hard with St. Benny's, St. Benedict's Prep, and I'm glad to see him bring his gang up here.
2-1 the score here. 1:20 to go in the second period. Tony Bellai of Oklahoma in on the leg deep. Has to release it over Ed Regan of Lehigh.
What? Oh, yeah.
Here at 118 pounds. Momentary timeout.
I was kidding Mike Caruso earlier, Shell, as to who's the most famous grad out of St. Benedict's beside himself. And of course, a gentleman that I know because I'm now out at AB Airport is Hap Peretti, who's founder of People Express, now president of Presidential Airline. And Mike reminded me there's one more infamous grad, T. Gordon Liddy. So he's in there among a group. Takedown, 4-1.
Center. Set.
Goes in. This starts really an attempt for a arm drag, and just drops down, misses that, and follows up and picks up the single and gets the takedown.
4-1 lead for Tony Bellai. In control in the bout, working up toward a minute.
4-2
to Regan, making it 4-2, but Regan's going to have to do more than just escape these holds if he's to get back into contention. 45 seconds riding time on the board for the Oklahoma wrestler.
30 seconds left in the second period.
He has been warned once for stalling, no points.
Center.
As I said, a crowd probably around 2,000, Shell. There's a sprinkling of Oklahoma fans, among which is my neighbor Andy Hasse and his wife. He was a little upset at what happened to Oklahoma over the weekend.
Time running down.
So he'll be glad to be here tonight and root his team on.
And the period concludes. And it still is a 4-2 lead
Top bottom of standing.
for Bellai of Oklahoma over Regan. Third and final period coming up.
Last period, 4-2.
Regan has not shown much on the offense, but for that matter, neither has Bellai, but Bellai still owns the only 2 takedowns of the match so far. Riding time is not a factor at the moment. 42-second advantage to the Oklahoma wrestler in red.
I don't know if the Oklahoma wrestlers are saving themselves for Penn State tomorrow night, but there's no question about it. They're going to have their hands full going up there. Regan out of Fullerton, sophomore. He's an engineering major at Lehigh. Bruiser is the nickname of Tony Bellai. He is a phys ed major at Oklahoma.
One minute to go. Regan could manage a takedown. He could possibly pick up the point, tries to do it, but the Wizards put in there. Now he's at the edge of the mat, but and now the point is awarded because that's the second call for stalling, backing away.
Well, that time he got him for intentionally going off the mat, which is a very difficult call to make. You know, if a guy has your leg and you're in the middle of the mat and go forward, nobody says anything. But you're in a bad position when you're at the end of the mat to get away. You move out of bounds and you're called for going off the mat. But Regan Still needs a takedown to get Lehigh off to a good start in the meet. And
he's not going to get it. He's going to end up on the bottom, maybe.
Not yet. Still in the neutral position with 31 seconds to go.
Regan was very close. That he was close to the edge of that mat, Larry, or he looked like he was about to be maneuvered into the two-point takedown.
You'll notice that Coach Stan Abel is a very colorful individual. He sits away from his team and kind of directs the show from afar. 21 seconds left as you see it on the clock. Bellai leading by 1. Regan not in, but not in deep enough to make any purchasing power off that attempt.
What's the matter?
Bellai stopping. Felt a little cramp in his back, something that I can relate to badly. Oklahoma is located in Norman, Oklahoma, a city about the size of Bethlehem. And except the real difference is Lehigh has 4,400 students.
Write it down. You got 9 seconds. Keep at it.
And Oklahoma is 21,500.
Keep wrestling, guys.
And their nickname, of course, is the Sooners. Their colors, crimson and cream.
In on the leg, but he's going to run out of time.
Same old thing. Picks up that leg off the arm drag.
2 points at the buzzer.
The buzzer makes it 6-3.
Final score 6-3. So Regan tried to move, lost it, and Bellai quickly turned it around for the takedown to win 6-3. And the score at the end of 118 pounds, and the Sooners 6, and check that, the Sooners 3, and Lehigh University nothing.
Mike Gomez, the graduate assistant coach. He's lettered down at for the Sooners.
Okay.